Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Entitled People. Hope you're all doing awesome. And it's time yet again to check out some more Reddit stories about some real wonderful, totally not crazy individuals. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and let's get into it. Neighbor keeps taking pictures of my car and posting them online. I live in an apartment complex in Seattle where I rent an apartment. The complex has an underground garage for which I pay a monthly fee. Not sure if this is relevant. I own a fairly expensive and new vehicle which is parked on my assigned spot in said garage. On 3 separate occasions, I caught a weirdo neighbor taking pictures of my vehicle. First time, he was in front of the car photographing the vehicle itself, which is fine with me because I thought he probably liked it and whatever. I didn't approach him. Next 2 times, as I was quietly walking from the elevator, I could see him taking selfies with my car, and having his girlfriend or wife take photos of the weirdo touching my car. As in, he was pretending to open the door or lean against it. This bothers me because I do not want him to touch my car or take pictures with it. I walked up to them, told him this is not the first time I've seen him do this, and want him to stop immediately. He apologized and walked away. Yesterday I saw him again, dressed in a suit and having a photo shoot with my car. This guy is so f***ing ridiculous. I went ahead and found his Facebook profile, then his Instagram. Lo and behold, he has like 26 pictures of him and my car, where he claims to be his new car. This is a grown-ass man, not a teenager. I thought this dumbass needs a dose of online shaming, so here's what I did. His social media accounts have a pretty high followership, 10 to 12k, and as others suggested, he is indeed some kind of guru scammer. I don't really want to say what type of scammer for privacy reasons, not that he deserves any. Well, I only have Twitter, so I took it there. During his last photo shoot with my car, I took a few photos for evidence. I chose one of those pictures, tagged him in the tweet, and wrote, "I see so-and-so loves my car. That's cool, but would be nice if he didn't try to brag about a car he doesn't own." This is him during one of the photo shoots in our shared garage. Of course, it didn't take long until 1. Dude deleted all the pictures of my car, and 2. Contacted me to threaten a lawsuit for libel, which is defamation basically, if I don't apologize to him publicly for embarrassing him in front of his fans and delete said tweet. I was laughing so hard. I didn't reply, which seemed to only piss him off even more, because he was sending me angry emojis and curse words. I should also note that my tweet gained traction and has around 120 replies and 300 retweets. I'm getting famous too. Mostly people are bashing him and saying what an R-word he is. Others started making fun of his other posts. For example, I'm starting to doubt he actually ate at that restaurant, probably just took a picture and left. Moreover, the scammer apparently claimed on social media that he lives in a mansion on Lake Washington, and some of the commenters put 2 and 2 together and realized that he is actually my neighbor, and there is no mansion. This dude basically says that it is my fault that all these people are making fun of him, and that I am destroying his business. Am I the a-hole for poisoning housemate who ate my food without my permission and ended up in the ER? I, a 19-year-old male, recently moved into a shared place, and there is someone who keeps stealing my food. At first, I thought it was just a mistake, but even my leftovers were being eaten. It was very clear that the person was doing it on purpose. I spoke to my housemates about how I would just prefer to be asked first, but they were nonchalant about it and none of them admitted to doing it, and I haven't caught anyone in the act, so I just tried to ignore it as it only happened every couple of days or so. A few days ago I came home from work with a carton of eggs that I found while dumpster diving, and some bread. I wanted to give the eggs the water tests first before eating them, just to make sure that they are safe to consume, but I was too tired and went to bed early without eating. The next day I found out that one of my housemates got so sick he ended up having to go to the emergency room. My eggs were not in the fridge where I left them, but I saw the carton and shells in the trash and my bread was opened. I had a hunch that it was him, because there was a possibility that the eggs had gone bad, but I was also annoyed at the fact that he helped himself to my food without asking. When he came back, I asked him if he had eaten my eggs and bread, but he denied. I then said, "Okay, but I hope whoever ate them doesn't get as sick as you did because I found the eggs in a dumpster." His face immediately dropped and he looked visibly uncomfortable. He got angry and went from saying that he may have consumed the food by mistake as he wasn't paying attention and doesn't exactly remember, and accusing me of poisoning him. He said that it's a health hazard to bring such food in communal spaces without warning everyone first, as it's not uncommon for people in shared places to eat other people's food by mistake. He hasn't spoken to me since then, and my housemates are siding with him and called me disgusting for doing that. A part of me feels like I wasn't wrong because they were my eggs that I was fully intending on eating, and I didn't think I had to warn people against eating food that didn't belong to them. But I also do feel bad and guilty that he got sick. So Reddit, please tell me if I was in the wrong. Edit. Just to clarify, because I see comments that suggest I may have done it on purpose. I didn't. I have been dumpster diving for some of my food recently, so I was fully intending on eating it, just like I have been eating the food that I have been finding while dumpster diving. I try to exercise caution, and thankfully it hasn't made me sick yet, but had he not eaten it, I probably was going to end up in the ER myself, because I was obviously going to eat it. I didn't randomly do it just to try to bait and catch whoever has been eating my food. Food poisoning is not a joke. As I said, I just moved recently and I'm just trying to get on my feet. I also understand that although I make sure to wipe my food first, ultimately it is gross to put food that came from a dumpster in a communal fridge or pantry, and will not continue to do so. I will just put it in my room from now on. So first off, I want to point out this comment. This commenter said, I lived in dorms for 7 years with 9 different people altogether. Nobody has ever eaten my food by mistake, or on purpose, by the way, nor did I eat others. It's really not that hard to not eat what's not yours. Not the a-hole. And I do agree with that. OP's housemate is just trying to make excuses about eating their food. I think it's very likely that he knew it was someone else's food and was eating it anyway. So in that sense, yes, OP's housemate is the a-hole. But in terms of what OP did, yeah, I probably wouldn't put dumpster food in a communal fridge. And personally, I definitely wouldn't even touch eggs from a dumpster. And I also want to point out, in general, I don't really have anything against dumpster diving for food. There's a lot of perfectly good food that gets thrown out every day at grocery stores. But eggs from a dumpster is something I would absolutely not touch. So if someone wants to dumpster dive for their own food, then okay, but maybe don't put it in shared spaces. And it seems like OP has decided that now too. Karen accuses me of trespassing and littering at my job. I work for an HOA management company. What I usually do is go to different communities and do some maintenance work, such as picking up trash and fixing park equipment. I always start my shift at 7 a.m. I went to this park that has a rule that no one is allowed there before 8 a.m. It was a very small park, so I was able to finish my job in 15 minutes. I was putting the trash bags out on the curb for the garbage men to pick up. They drive by around 7:30 a.m., so I have to be quick when I show up at 7. This lady walking her dog noticed me putting the trash out on the curb and assumed I was up to no good. She took a picture of me as I was working and a picture of the park hours. She then approached me asking what I'm doing here. What are you doing here? Nobody is allowed here before 8 a.m. You need to leave before I call the cops on you for trespassing and littering. I work here and I'm doing the opposite of littering. I'm picking up trash here at the park. How do you explain this garbage you're leaving here? This is littering. This is trash from the park I'm leaving here for the garbage men to pick up. No, it's littering and you can't be here. Pointing at the sign. Like I said, I work here. I have a right to do my job here. So you think you're above the law? I never said that. I'm just here because I have a job to do. I don't even have to listen to you. I'm leaving. I get in my truck and start it to find Karen standing behind me on the phone, keeping me from backing up. Karen on the phone says, I'm reporting someone here at the park trespassing and leaving trash. He claims to be above the law. I just sat there and waited for the cops to show up, because I knew they would be on my side the second they show up. I just turned up my music to ignore everything Karen was yelling. Shortly, a police officer showed up. He approached the Karen first, then approached my window. Is what this lady is saying true? No, officer, I work here, and I'm just cleaning up and leaving trash for the garbage men to pick up. Meanwhile, garbage men are picking up the trash behind him. Very well, I'll just get this lady out of your way so you can continue with your day. And thank you for keeping our community clean. No problem, and thank you, officer. The officer drags her out of the way. I back up and drive away, while the Karen stares at me with a shocked Pikachu face. I'm laughing and rolling down the window to make sure she can hear me. when your drug smuggling operation got canceled. I want to start off by saying that I work with a lot of people who have been in the hotel industry for less than 2 years. I've been in the industry going on 20 years now. I know all the schemes, scams, and tricks that people pull, for the most part. This guest in particular books a reservation for 7 nights, sends a package weighing 20 pounds to our hotel. The agent at the desk accepts it because his reservation is active in the system. No biggie. I wouldn't have accepted that package because 1. The guest is from out of the country, Great Britain to be exact, and he wasn't arriving for another 2 to 3 days. I do not like holding large packages for guests that are from out of the country, because 81% of the time it's something illegal. So as expected, once he knows the package is here, a day later he cancels his reservation. He asks the hotel to send the package to his home. I tell them no. Tell the guest we are returning it to sender. This makes the guest mad. I am not sure if anyone is up on this scam, but what guests will do is book a reservation for 5 to 7 nights, so the big package that is being shipped seems like it's legit, because it could be clothes and shoes for his long stay. But it is most likely illegal crap, most likely drugs shipped to the hotel. Then once they see that the package arrived, they cancel their reservation and ask for the hotel to ship it directly to them. The hotel is being used because in case the guest gets caught with drugs, they can claim that the hotel tampered with their package, and they don't know where the drugs came from. By having the package go back to the sender, we are not participating in this crap. By now, the guest is furious because we are not doing what he wants us to do. And yes, I love adding salt to the wound, hence my reply. I don't believe this guy is in Great Britain because it is like 3 AM over there right now. Why are you up emailing us at this time? I mean, it's not unlikely, but it's just weird. But now that I look at the email again, he's emailing me from a time zone that is 3 hours behind mine, California area, but claims he's from Great Britain. Screenshot of the email here. The hotel first says, once we hand the package back to UPS, we are unable to assist further with providing any information. Thank you. And the guest responds, I did contact UPS. You think I just emailed you for no reason? You're all a bunch of jokers. I hope your holidays are ruined like you messed me up. Have a bad day. Bye. And this commenter here also says, yeah, it's a weird scam. Not usually drugs, far too risky to ship those, but it will usually be stuff bought with a stolen credit card, typically smartphones or other fungible electronic devices. Hotels create a safe buffer. It makes sure nobody's able to track the package to its owner, etc. And another commenter replying to the previous guy, this right here. I work for Amazon and we get calls often for packages that were sent to hotels. 4 to 5 out of every 10 calls we get for that, it's usually for items purchased with stolen credit card numbers, and almost always for very expensive items. In every contact where it's a hotel employee that is on the line, I always advise them to send the package back and not to forward it. I can't always get every scammer, but damn it, I'm going to try. And that's going to be all for today, guys. Thank you for watching, I appreciate it. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you want to see more. Take care and I'll see you next time.